Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm Ron Mackenzie LaFurgy. The Legend of Zelda franchise has been entertaining gamers ever since the first game was released in 1986. Ever since, there have been a whole whack of awesome weapons introduced that we've used to take out all sorts of baddies like the dangerous Hylians we are. So let's go over some of the best weapons ever seen in the series. Now, there are a lot of weapons in Zelda, and I have 10 entries, so this is super hard to narrow down. So I'll stick to just one weapon per game to give us some variety. If you enjoy this video, let us know by throwing us a thumbs up down below, and if you want more, check out our video on the top 10 things you didn't know about The Legend of Zelda. But before you do that, get ready, it's time for the top 10 Zelda weapons. Before we start, honorable mention goes to the Siege Shooter from Oracle of Ages. I originally had it on the list, but it was bumped off mostly because I find it kind of annoying to aim. Sorry. Now, onto the list. Number 10, the Magic Boomerang from A Link to the Past. Link's Boomerang is pretty darn famous in gaming. It's seen in pretty much every game, even making its very first Smash Bros. Kit. While boomerangs didn't see as much use in later games, they were indispensable in the early ones. And the Magic Boomerang in Link to the Past gained extra speed and distance, making it pretty much the best item to have in your offhand. Now, I will say that I find it a bit more fun in later games, like in Oracle of Seasons where you can actually control its path, but in terms of utility, the Magic Boomerang shines in Link to the Past. Number 9, the Skull Hammer from Wind Waker. The Skull Hammer, while a bit unwieldy, is just straight up awesome. You get it when you beat Phantom Ganon, and it is primarily used as a weapon. It's big and slow, so it can definitely leave you vulnerable if you mess up, but used correctly, it can be used to deal huge amounts of damage. It lets you one-shot Stalfos and any frozen enemy, making it excellent at dealing with Dark Nuts. You can also use it to create a big shockwave that stuns nearby enemies. Of course, it's also used to smack pegs into the ground to activate switches, but let's be real, it's way more fun to use it to smack nerds. Number 8, bombs from The Legend of Zelda. This list would not be complete without bombs. Of course, in general, they aren't used too much in combat since they're more often used to open doors and things, but they are far too important to the series to leave out. Bombs were a pretty obvious choice to include in the game, but I'll bet the creators never would have guessed how important they would be to Link moving forward. Future games would see all sorts of variations of bombs, like Bomb Chews, and they would also become part of his abilities in other games like Smash Bros. Number 7, the Gust Jar from Minish Cap. It was pretty easy to choose which game to put this one in, since Minish Cap is the only main Zelda game that it appeared in, the only other being the Triforce Heroes, and the Gust Jar is just, so satisfying. It allows you to suck in a variety of things, from items to mushrooms to, yes, enemies. You suck them up and then shoot them back out. If it's a small enemy like a Keese, it gets destroyed right when it's sucked, but larger dudes like Octoroks are shot back out and destroyed if they hit something. But I think this is already a bit too much footage of me talking about sucking monsters, so let's move on. Number 6, the double CLAWSHOT from Twilight Princess. The CLAWSHOT is one of the most enjoyable utility weapons in all of Zelda. First of all, of course, it's quite useful as a ranged weapon, letting you take care of Keese from far away without wasting ammo, but it's much more often used for moving around and accessing areas, since it can be used to grapple to other surfaces. You can grab onto grates, vines, and other spots even while you're underwater. You can also raise and lower yourself after using it, making it even more useful. Plus, the double CLAWSHOT lets you swing around like Spider-Man, which is so fun. Now, there are times where you miss the hook shot since the CLAWSHOT can't grab onto chests and doesn't stun enemies as well, but it's super fun to use. Number 5, the Fairy Bow from Ocarina of Time. This list just would not be complete without the bow. Of course, it was in a whole whack of games, but I'd say its best appearance was in Ocarina of Time. I mean, really the best appearance was probably Breath of the Wild, but I'm saving that for another item. Anyway, the bow was super useful in Ocarina of Time, allowing you to, of course, shoot arrows at your enemies. But in this game, you were able to empower the Fairy Bow with fire, ice, or lightning arrows to affect enemies in different ways. It was pretty sweet. Number 4, BIGGORO'N'S Sword from Oracle of Seasons. Not many people actually used BIGGORO'N'S Sword in Seasons because you need to own both ages and seasons, beat them, and use passwords to unlock alternate versions of the game. But if you do all that and manage to get your hands on this, it's so fun. It's the only item in the game to take up both item slots and lets Link do a big, sweeping strike that hits multiple enemies ahead of him. They even made it into Soul Calibur 2 as one of Link's weapons, although in that case it's wielded with one hand. As someone who's played the crap out of both ages and seasons and played every variant with passwords and whatnot, BIGGORO'N'S Sword isn't exactly the most convenient weapon to use, but my goodness is it ever the most fun. Kya! Number 3, the Magic Rod from Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening doesn't get nearly enough love. It was my first ever Zelda game and it was totally awesome. And it also included some pretty nifty items, including the Magic Rod. The Magic Rod lets Link shoot a ball of fire that will ignite enemies and objects. It's kind of like the Fire Rod, except it doesn't require magic. You don't get it until late in the game, but when you do, it's so sick, letting you shoot fireballs that do twice as much damage as a level 2 sword. at range. Kill it with fire. Number 2, the ancient BLADESAW from Breath of the Wild. Yeah. It's time for Breath of the Wild. I've been waiting so long. There's so many awesome weapons, so little time. Initially, I was gonna go with the Savage Lionel sword because it's just so good, but I went with one of the most unique weapons for this list. The BLADESAW is, as you would expect, a chainsaw made from Sheikah technology. It's quite durable and very powerful, but that doesn't matter as much as the fact that it's really freaking cool. You're Link with a chainsaw. Need I say more? No? Good. Let's move on. Number 1. The Master Sword from Skyward Sword. This is another one that was tricky to decide what game to associate it with, but the decision to stick it at number 1 was hella easy. The Master Sword is a huge part of the Zelda series, having been first introduced in 1992's A Link to the Past, and it's been a staple of the games ever since. But I think its best appearance was in Skyward Sword. For one, the motion controls just made it that much more awesome since we got to actually feel like we were using it. Although I admit that wasn't for everyone. It can also be upgraded to the true Master Sword, making it even better and the only weapon that can defeat Demise. But on top of that, in Hero Mode, the true Master Sword can be used to activate Skyward strikes instantaneously. It was great build-up as the player worked their way up from the practice sword all the way to the true Master Sword, and the motion controls made it even cooler. That's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please smack the thumbs up button and subscribe to Top 10 Gaming for more videos. Let me know in the comment section what your favorite weapons are, and if you want a part 2, hit me up. Also, check out our Top 10 Sonic playlist for more videos like this one. Until next time, I'm Ron Mackenzie Lafergie with Top 10 Gaming. Later, gamers.